2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, I am not ready. I'm not ready for this yet. Oh my goodness, friends. But we gotta go. We gotta do this. We are coming up on the end of Hamilton. And today, well, we take one step closer. Welcome back, friends, and a special welcome to all the new friends out there. I'm YoBGS, and yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long today because you know what's coming. The world was wide enough. Arguably, the ultimate scene in the musical Hamilton. It is Hamilton Day for what is going to be the second to last time. Next time we can do the final song and a revisit of the end of the first song in the musical, Alexander Hamilton, right? Because I want to see how everything sort of ties together, and that feels like a nice way to put a little bow on everything. If you want to see more Hamilton, more musical content, by the way, please make sure to subscribe. I got a lot of different things going on in the channel right now, and well, subscribing, leaving a comment is the easiest way to let me know that you want to see more of this. And let's get them going.
There are 10 things you need to know. Number 1, we rode across the Hudson at dawn. My friend William P. Van Ness signed on as my number 2. Hamilton arrived with his crew, Nathaniel Pendleton and the doctor that he knew.
Number 3,
I watched Hamilton examine the terrain. I wish I could tell you what was happening in his brain. This man has poisoned my political pursuits.
most disputes die and no one shoots.
No way. No way. I'm already getting my brain, like, geared up for this because I'm trying to think about how it's going to go down. You know what I mean? Is Alexander going to shoot? Or is he going to try and put his pistol in the air? We know what Burr's going to do. But, you know, is Hamilton going to be quick enough off the draw? Or will Hamilton just, I don't know, man. He's been a fighter his whole life, so I gotta believe that he's going to fight in this one. Also, interesting that Pendleton and Burr's second really don't get covered much in the musical. There's literally nothing given as to why they are there.
Hamilton drew first position, looking to the world like a man on a mission. This is a soldier with a marksman's ability. The doctor turned around so he could have deniability.
5,
Now I didn't know this at the time, but we were near the same spot your son died. Is that why?
What? What? No, there's no way. I was gonna say there's no way, but would Alexander have known that? And that, wait a minute, okay. So is that going to influence Hamilton's position? Because Hamilton, you know, is kind of a sucker for metaphor, right? And him dying on the same spot that his son did, I could see being very much a thing, you know, that he would be looking to do, right? Very poetic, I guess, is what I'm looking for.
Examined his gun with such rigor. I watched as he methodically fiddled with the trigger.
7,
Confession time, here's what I got. My fellow soldiers will tell you I'm a terrible shot.
number 8,
Your last chance to negotiate. Send in your second, see if they can set the record straight. They won't teach you this in your classes, but look it up. Hamilton was wearing his glasses. Why? If not to take deadly aim. It's him.
Honestly, is that the thing that sent Burr over the edge? I love this, and I'm going to back up a little bit here. And it makes sense, right? When you're about to engage in Mortal Kombat, as the count goes up, Leslie Odom is getting more and more. You can feel it, like he's getting psychotic. And Hamilton, just the pinnacle of stoicism, not tipping his hand. They've flipped positions, right? Used to be Burr was the talk less, smile more. But in this final duel, Hamilton is the one talking not at all. Burr is laying it all out there in the middle of it. So it's a weird, like, juxtaposition from where they were to where they are now. Especially because arguably communicating about the glasses, about anything, maybe that would have changed the outcome.
The record straight. They won't teach you this in your classes, but look it up. Hamilton was wearing his glasses. Why? If not to take deadly aim. It's him or me. The world will never be the same. I had only one thought before the slaughter. This man will not make an orphan of my daughter. Number 9. Look him in the eyes, ain't no higher.
But then why? I agree. Hamilton, regardless of the outcome of the duel, is not the one making an orphan of your daughter, because this was all your decision, my friend. This was all your decision, Mr. Burr. And you see Hamilton, or maybe this is a part of him drawing first position. He is the one stepping up to the plate. Is this the most legendary duel in history? You think about the offices that these men held. Has there ever been a duel since, okay? Because obviously I would imagine there have been duels for, kingsmanships and things like that, but was there ever a duel among higher profile individuals in government from like 1700 to present? Let me know in the comments. I'm stalling. Can you tell? I even have my One Punch Man shirt on for strength, and it's just not getting me there.
All the courage you require, then count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10, raise.
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. Is this where it gets me? On my feet, several feet ahead of me. I see it coming. Do I run or fire my gun or let it be? There is no beat, no melody. Burr, my first friend, my enemy. Maybe the last face I ever see. If I throw away my shot, is this how you remember me? What if this bullet is my legacy? Legacy. What is a legacy?
Ooh! I love so much the snapping in and out. Now, my argument would be, at this point, Hamilton has already been hit. And because we saw that Burr fired first. So my guess is at this point, Hamilton's been hit, and this is his, life flashing before his eyes kind of moment. And it's also really interesting to see this and how they're playing it out. This may be the last, tangent I get to go on for this musical. But, I played sports at a high level in in college in particular. And I had a couple chances in my life where, you are, 2 seconds left in the game. You got the free throw. You got the ball, game on the line kind of a thing. And you really do get this moment where, there's, a couple thousand people around you. And it flushes and you can just hear, a pin drop. I can't even imagine being in a situation like this and the amount of intense focus that moment would require. It also seems like he's rotating toward the bullet, if you see what I mean. I knew she was the bullet, by the way. I specifically did not go back to see which actress was the bullet. I knew it. I knew it.
It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. I wrote some notes at the beginning of a song someone will sing for me. America, you great unfinished symphony you sent for me. You let me make a difference, a place where even orphan immigrants can leave their fingerprints. Rise up, I'm running out of time, I'm running and my time's up. Wise up, eyes up. I catch a glimpse of the other side. Lawrence leads a soldier's chorus on the other side. My son is on the other side. He's with my mother on the other side. Washington is watching from the other side. Teach me how to say goodbye. Rise up, rise up, rise up, and rise up.
Forgive me for not watching all of this in one go, but much like Hamilton is having these gigantic floods of thoughts, you can't hear these bursts of lyricism and then not immediately also have a burst of thought about what's going on. And yeah, it really is a flashback of his life, and they're even hearkening back to all the songs throughout the musical. I'm just concerned. Well, I'm not concerned about how it's going to end. I know how it's going to end. But my point is, I don't know. I do awful with heartbreak, man. I do awful. I'm awful with it. I'm awful with hitting play, too.
My love, take your time. I'll see you on the other side. Raise a glass to freedom.
He aims his pistol at the sky.
Okay.
I strike him right between his ribs. I walk towards him, but I am ushered away. They row him back across the Hudson. I get a drink.
Now, I don't know what history says about the real intent of these two in the duel, but based on the bit of information that we got here, it could be argued that Burr was not trying to fire lethally. He's just a bad shot. So was this the one time that he actually hit what he was aiming at? Or was he aiming at something else and missed and literally hit him spot on? I think my guess would be, based on nothing but this, that he shot where he was aiming. Because it'd be one thing if you hit him in like the head or something, you know, a smaller target, but to hit in literally the biggest thing you could be aiming for, that's too much of a coincidence.
I hear wailing in the streets.
And now he's the one carrying the ghost with him.
Somebody tells me you'd better hide. They say Angelica and Eliza were both at his side when he died. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. History obliterates in every picture it paints. It paints me in all my mistakes. When Alexander aimed at the sky, he may have been the first one to die, but I'm the one who paid for it. I survived, but I paid for it. Now I'm the villain.
I feel as though everyone paid for it. I don't know. That's and you've been cast honestly as the villain throughout this entire musical in a very weird, sort of lurking in the shadows kind of way.
In your history, I was too young and blind to see. I should have known the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me. The world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me.
Friends, I don't know what it is about this that gets me. They say that like it's a special, I don't know, I was gonna say mental condition or something, that there are people that get goosebumps when they hear music. You know, there are people that are like deeply affected by different songs and things, and it hits a lot of people differently. And that thought, the whole damn it, I'm sorry. The whole thing where, like, you look back on your life, you see the chances that you took, the chances you didn't, what your legacy is going to be, all of that kind of retrospective stuff, that, it guts me, man, every time, no matter when I see it. And it's wild to think that Burr, whose entire modus operandi was to not screw up his legacy, to not throw away the chances that he was given, ended up missing out on so many opportunities to be something more than he was. And then he kind of went down in infamy for being the first politician to campaign for himself. So he was seen as kind of like a lowlife in that regard. And then he ended up killing Alexander Hamilton. Whether or not it was intentionally is something that I'm going to have to look up between videos. But I know the last song is like 3.5 minutes as well. It's a longer one. And because I don't want to end on a sad note, that's why, like I said in the intro, I'm going to mix in a revisit to the end of Alexander Hamilton at the open. Because if you remember back to the beginning of this series, I didn't have video for the first song. So I kind of want to take a look at that and see, and kind of draw some similarities. And again, end on an optimistic note, right? The beginning of the musical instead of the end. If you've made it this far, and you made it this far through my series, my God, I appreciate you so much. This channel was in such a weird place where it was like falling apart, and getting to do Hamilton for a while really kind of brought things back, and I owe that to a lot of you. And maybe that's it too, right? Like, I'm looking back on everything that personally I've been going through as we've been watching through these videos together, and that's sort of some of what's getting me as well. But again, before this old man rambles any longer, I think I'm gonna take off. Leslie Odom, God tier, triple S tier performance. Lin-Manuel Miranda, even better. Like, everyone. I was gonna say even better, but I don't know that you can compare apples to oranges. I don't know that you can compare Burrs to Hamiltons. I'll put it that way. Again, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you liked all of this. Take care, as always, my friends, and I will see you for the next one.